Good day to all of you. My name is Scholar from the Trader 10 community, and today I'm going to show you the Trader 10 forecast. In this forecast, we're going to try and predict what will happen in the future by looking at what happened in the past, so this week. First, I want to go over the higher time frames. So last week we were talking about Bitcoin losing a little bit of momentum right here, and that they really need to start making new highs, and looks like they actually did. So what we were looking for here was a loss of the support over here, and if they didn't lose that, we were looking for a continuation. Now this continuation was only possible if they were to achieve this zone. And as you can see, what did they do before actually breaking properly out? They closed 2 times above the previous high, came back down, retested it, and then they blasted to the upside. So this is actually what happened. Now let's zoom out again to see what we may not lose right now. It's actually quite simple. You have to ask yourself, what brought us to the high? Well, this is the move that brought us to the high. So this is the level for me that we shouldn't lose on Bitcoin. Because this is the level we don't want to lose, I will be keeping an eye on Bitcoin over there to maybe refill some scalp longs for myself. Now, if this breaks, I'm actually looking for Bitcoin to return all the way to 38k. I'm only looking at it if Bitcoin does lose the move that brought us to the high. This would look something like this. Now, does that mean that I think that Bitcoin is heading there? Maybe. In the end, trading is all a probability game, right? As I said earlier, I'm also looking out to long the same zone to see if they can hold it. If they don't hold it, then I'm not really interested in looking for more longs, because this might be a sign of weakness, and because it's a sign of weakness, I might be interested in selling my in shorting over here, because this is something I like to explain on stream as well. Some people, they also buy this level of support, but they don't have stop losses, and because they don't have stop losses, they get into the red quite big. And when the price comes very close to break even, what they do is they market smash, leave sell their buy opportunity right here. So they sell it, pushing the price down, and then you have like a nice wick when the price touches the previous support and our resistance line. If we, however, lose the support, then I'm looking, as I said before, for the 38 to 39, 40k-ish zone for Bitcoin. This is on the daily time frame. Now, of course, we also have some other stuff that we want to look at. Previously, in my weekly forecasts, I was talking about a big retracement coming all the way back down to 20k. But right now, the cards have been changed a little bit, and we've been dealt different cards. What do I mean by that? Because of this retracement right here, we now have this kind of support that was created on the weekly. Because this support was created on the weekly, I'm actually expecting Bitcoin, if it retraces, to hold the 33k zone instead of the 20k zone, because we've created a new support zone, and I would be surprised that we break this for the first time. Now, of course, this is based on the weekly, and we will need to lose a lot of momentum, and we will need a big retracement if this were to happen. If this doesn't happen, no problem. We just keep an eye on this zone for the moment that Bitcoin does break down. If it doesn't break down, then yeah, no problem. We just keep on buying the long zones that we were talking about on the lower time frame. Now let's quickly glance on the lower time frame as well, because this is only a weekend forecast, sorry. So it will only be valid for a few days before we make the new weekly forecast. So on Bitcoin, as you can see, this was the line that we drew on the daily, and it seems like it kind of aligns up with some nice levels on the 4 hour as well. So what you can do, if you want, you can draw another rectangle in there to your 4 hour moves, and over here you can see that we will have some kind of confluence in this upper range of the daily zone. Now if we get here, then I might be interested in looking for longs as well, but keep in mind we will have a shorting pattern as well, so taking some nice profits on this long while going up again to retest the support if it's lost or not is very important. So this is where I will be looking out for this weekend for a long if we get there. If they just hold the support, good as well, then they might just go above, and then we will have some new supports that we can later on buy when they do retrace again. So that's kind of it for Bitcoin for now. Let's head over to Ethereum. So looking back at Ethereum, we were having two possible options as well. Either if Bitcoin were to retrace, we were looking at this 1350-ish zone at the bottom. If Bitcoin wasn't going to retrace, we were looking over here for it to achieve this small level of support within this red box. And then, well, I expected it to have a little bit more oomph and then hold this level right here, the red box, and then go. But instead of going from this red box, they went down, held the higher low play, and then they bounced it, which is also a valid play. So I hope some of you guys caught it. Now, let me ask you guys something. If something was a previous resistance and people shorted here, don't you think that these people will be underwater right now? I think they are. So what will happen with the support range if we come back down there? The likelihood is that these people that are underwater will try to cover up their shorts, and thus giving us a nice bounce to the upside. If it does give us a nice bounce to the upside, remember to take proper profit levels. It's also possible that Ethereum will actually retrace a little bit deeper into the start of this move to the upside. Let me quickly clean up my chart and revise what we can look at on the higher time frame as well on Ethereum. So let's quickly redraw this box over here. So this was kind of the resistance box I'm looking for. Well, the previous resistance, now hopefully support. If we hold this one, I think there's even a bigger likelihood for us making new all-time highs. If, however, Bitcoin comes down to the previous move, which we can also look at to the left for some other nice confluence, if we, however, come to this lower zone on the 4 hour, then I'm actually thinking that this zone might become resistance again, so we have to take profits there for sure. So that's kind of it. Of course, if we lose this, right, then there's also an option for a bearish play, which is that we come back down here, make a lower high, and then go back lower. Let's look for some targets in a second. Let's first talk a little bit more about the long opportunities as well. So we have this bigger down drop in this one, where they can both make new all-time highs from. The lower a little bit less probability than the higher one, but maybe it's not even going to retrace depending how Bitcoin's looking. So if Bitcoin is just going to go up, then I think Ethereum will just go up as well. And right here, it's actually not that good to see what they might do on the 4 hour because they went up so vividly. They didn't really have a lot of retracements. The first proper retracement levels that I'm looking at are these two zones. So for longs, I'm not really that interested right now in Ethereum until they come into my zones, even if they go higher. So that's no problem for me. Now, if this weekend were to become a red one, where would I buy? I go to the daily and I immediately get confirmation from this 1780 support level. So that's something I will be looking out for looking for new longs in this lower zone if this higher zone doesn't hold, of course. Now, other than that, I don't think everything will go down very hard because it's only going to be for the weekend. But if everything really were to come down, I'm still looking at this 1350-ish level around here for us to bounce off and to hold as a support level. But I think it's looking pretty strong right now, so I don't think that will happen. So I'm actually pretty bullish on ETH. So yeah, let's see what will happen this weekend, and let's head over to the XRP. So looking at XRP, it kind of did what we expected them to do, right? So if they breach this, we were thinking for them to come back down to the next resistance, which was all the way up here. After that, they made a big retracement, and what happened again? They came back down to the previous resistance that now became support. Kind of the same thing as we were talking about earlier. And right now, as we said, they would have to try and achieve this zone as well. So that's kind of what happened. If they can hold this zone, then we might be good for new highs. But for that to happen, we would also need to try and re-achieve certain things, right? So let me clean this up. Let's remove this. What would we actually need to achieve? We need to achieve something that brought us down. So that's this one. On the 4 hour at least. On the lower time frames, it could be that we have actually achieved something. So let's head over to the 1 hour and get some more detail of the price action within here. As you can see, we've actually achieved this small resistance right here, and that's actually what they've bounced off as well. So this was a whole nice new supporting zone that we've gotten that XRP could actually bounce off of. Now, what another option is this one, this lower zone as well. So these are the two bounce zones for XRP. What I want them to do right now for a bullish case on the 1 hour is trying to get above the previous high here. And if they can do that, I want them to hold the low right here. If we can hold the low, well, this low is also going to be a range, because most of the time supports is a range, not one level. So I'm looking for them to bounce, well, to achieve this and then bounce somewhere within this area for a bullish breakout. If they can do that, where will my targets be? My first target will probably be here in order to well, take profits, because I never assume that price will break out. After this I will look at actually taking profits at 0.57 cents, and after that we can just ride the wave to the upside. Now, what will happen if we actually go down and don't achieve this? As I said before, the 50 cents can on the 1 hour, they look pretty decent. On the 4 hour, they look actually not that strong in my opinion, because they're all wicks. So if they don't hold that, I think it's looking kind of groupy for XRP. Let me look where I might be able to draw some new levels. So we had this support at 0.43 cents, which is also a good one. Now, however, if we do go lower, I will also be looking at 0.468. So this one, the move that brought us to the previous high. That's also always a nice one to look out for. But I don't think XRP will, well, break structure over here, because it will only break structure if Bitcoin is going to break structure. If Bitcoin is going to keep on going up, then I'm expecting that XRP is also going to go up, maybe with a little bit of a retracement. So that's it for XRP as well. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave us a like, or maybe even a sub if you really like it. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you Monday for the weekly forecast. Goodbye.